everybody? Welcome back to the Butterfly Effect. This episode, we're really just going to kind of get to know the cast members. We seem to be missing one, but he's here in spirit. But
he's not dead. He's just not here today.
He's not here.
He's had prior commitment, so Brother Derek, we're representing for you, bro.
So you ain't got no backup
Yeah.
on it. Not that we gon' attack you or nothing, but
I'm good. I was raised by a pack of women, so I'm good.
Ooh, a pack of women. That's what he said.
A pack of women. Wasn't just one, wasn't just two.
You know what, y'all? Let's just dig in, cause he just keep digging himself in a hole.
Ain't no hole.
So let me ask a question. So I know we all have children, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Carolyn doesn't.
you don't. That is right.
Carolyn has mothered many children.
That I have.
She just hasn't had any.
Do you want any?
Yeah. Twins. That's what I wish I would have had. Twins. Boy, girl. Two beautiful, healthy babies, one pregnancy. Come on now.
Yeah, no. I think because I gained so much weight with my children.
Jesus. God bless y'all.
You want any more, Don?
I'm good. I got a set.
You got
boy and girl. Boy and a girl.
Oh, a set. I thought you say six.
Boy and a girl, I'm out. You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away.
So how do you feel about dating another woman with children?
I just don't want to have any more of my own. I don't want to create any more. I love kids. Like, I don't have a problem with that.
So you're okay with them? I know, like sometimes, and of course, I don't want to say where it's most prevalent, but
where is it most prevalent?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. But I want to ask you. So if a woman has, and I'm just gonna throw a number out there, 6 kids and 4 different fathers to those children. How do you, as a man, would take that new family on?
What are the ages?
Oh, so that matters.
Yeah.
So you and this is use me, and of course I don't have that many children. I wish I did.
Allegedly.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have this over here so I can fight this.
There's no way for her to not know she has.
No.
They get it.
No, I mean, like for me, instance, of course, I don't have 6 children. I wish I did have, an abundance of children. But my question is, so if you were to date me, and in our meeting, I tell you, so how many kids you got? I say 6. So is it going to determine how you would proceed with me based upon how old my children are?
Yes.
So you don't want younger kids?
Well, see,
you don't want older kids?
What you have?
Because anything could have happened as to why I just had maybe a younger child, or anything could have happened as to But yeah, go ahead.
That's possible. It's just you have to know what it is you as a man can deal with, like, or are in a position to deal with. Right. Okay, so let's just say, this is not my reason, but let's just say financially, you're like, okay, because you may understand as a man, if I take you on, I am automatically taking them on. There is no separation. Oh, they got a daddy. I ain't one of them people.
Right. That's
right. The responsibility then is mine. So if I know that I can't handle that, well, then there's only so far I need to even go. If your children are like, let's say your oldest kid is like 16 and the rest of them, you got 6. If the oldest is 16, the rest of them is like, elementary school. So you're raising kids, and they're not. You don't have like 3 of them that's self-sufficient with a possible 4 on the bubble. They about to graduate, so you about to get rid of them. But I mean, it's just a thing you have to know what it is that you want to be ready to deal with. It's like
that's a good answer.
No, this on the person is just you knowing what you can deal with.
What you can deal with. That's a good answer.
So. Questioning. So, what if you not having any kids? What if you met a guy who had 6 kids, but he was caring for all of them?
You mean like full custody, like that, or just?
I mean, let's go full custody.
Because I dated a man that had like 6 kids.
He had full custody?
I dated somebody who had 13 kids.
He had them like every weekend.
We're gonna get back to that.
Like, he didn't have full custody, but he had them.
Who was that? Old dirty bastard? He was taking no DVD.
No, you're so retarded.
Yeah, the oldest was maybe 16. So yeah, all of them were in the house, young.
Gosh, and the
youngest was 5.
Okay. So you was down with that?
I was. Cause I was down with him.
Okay. No limit soldier. Oh my God. Hey, listen, I'm a dude, and I'm like, if he, especially if he had them all, like, he is Mr. Mom at that point. Like how he met you? Where did y'all be? In the grocery store?
Publix. Yeah. Publix. Got to be Publix. Or Walmart.
School.
Might be CVS.
It had to be somewhere like that. Y'all met at Costco.
If he had full custody.
No. He got 6 of them. They met at Costco. Y'all met at Costco. Yes. Sam's. That's the only place y'all gonna meet.
We met out.
Cause bro ain't had no time. No, but you said he didn't have full custody, so he got time on his hands.
Just not a weekend. This is during the week. Yeah. This is during the weekend.
Oh, this is a good one. So you've been married before. Well, okay. Some of us have been married before. How do you feel about men? I'm gonna use me as an example. Okay, if I had a baby, if you and I were together, and I had a baby on you, how accepting are you to continue?
And y'all break. Y'all had a little break.
Whether it was a break or not, because
for the goodness of you,
well, of course
it's gonna say it's a break.
Oh no.
Cause you ain't just screwing just to be screwing having babies. That's what I'm saying. I'm just gonna say.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm just using me as an just so we can have,
Yeah.
I don't want to say, oh yeah, what if it was you and y'all were together and she had a baby on you? Because it's me asking a question. That's why
you ain't even gotta clear that one up because I lived that one. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you ain't gotta clear that up.
All right. What happened? Tell us.
So listen.
Where my popcorn? Hold on.
Story ain't gonna even be that long. No, because it was a thing. Okay, so I dated a friend, like somebody I had known for a while, or whatever. So it just turned out that she cheated on me and actually got pregnant. Like it was very crushing.
During a break, or
no.
y'all was in the middle of dating?
No.
So did you?
I said she cheated.
So did you continue to date her?
No, I didn't.
In the hints of her mistake.
I didn't because she had a whole nother responsibility that I wasn't even prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? That's way too much.
So would it have been better if you would have got her pregnant?
Yes.
No, I mean based upon the responsibility that you want, because at the end of the day you probably still want ready for a whole other responsibility of you making the baby.
No. See, that's a whole other thing. I definitely would have been good if I would have done it, but that was another person's responsibility.
Right. Okay,
see, now she has another. They basically started another relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I understood that even at that age. I was like, okay, no. And honestly, like I wanted to hate girl. I wanted to, but I couldn't because she was my friend. So it was like,
first, right?
You know what? I went through a whole bunch of emotions on that one. But as a man, that's really like hard for us to take sometimes, and it's like, you have to be honest with yourself. And even then, I had enough in me to be like, yeah, she was capable of this. At that point in her life, she was capable of that. And I knew that because I was her friend.
And that's why I said, because it kind of go back to one of the seasons that we had taped before about being, it wasn't a term, you didn't use the term right, qualified. Remember you were talking about being qualified and how you, before you meet somebody and when a commitment started, all this other stuff, and if you're qualified. So that's like kind of like.
To that place.
So but what in your mind said that yes, she's capable of this though? Was it something that she did, or because you knew her past, or?
Well, it was because I knew her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just knew her. Like sometimes when we know people, if we cross a certain line with them, we feel like they're going to be somebody different because it's us. But a person is going to be them because that's where she was at that point in her life. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to come to that. I was like, you know what? I saw that. you know, and quite honestly, I was actually the first person to see her child in the hospital. Because at that point, I was able to just transition. I had to work through all my feelings. I had 9 months to do it. I had to work through all my feelings, and you know, it was just okay. We just go back to what it was. That's my homegirl, and me and her cool to this day. Like, and because of how I handled that, I still have her as a friend. Like, and she has the utmost respect for me, and I'm like, I really just treated you like you was my homie, like for real. Because you were, and it's like I understood where you were in life at that point. You might regret that, but that was your path. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have had this boy if not that.
I think I have another good question. I'm just gonna shut the ham and cheese up.
All the questions.
Well, no, just.
But it's good though.
Well, here's my final question. I'm gonna ask. I know we talk about the maturity of, you know, a man versus a woman. You know, at what point in time do we grow up? They always say sometimes women graduate to maturity faster than men. Then there's sometimes where men can say that, you know, the opposite. So I know I've heard a lot of men say, or a lot of people say rather, it's really based upon just that time, right, of that individual, not necessarily. So when would you say at your age now, we don't have to say your age, at what point would you say that you as a man has really grown up? Because I can say at my age, at 42, that I still don't have it all together, and I'm still growing, I'm still grooming. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because I don't believe that there's ever a time where it's just too late to learn, but I do think it's a time to mature. And to grow. Yeah. So at what age would you say that it finally clicked and say, you know, okay, I'm mature now. I'm a grown behind man, and I know that this, you know, like the words say, you know, as a child I did a childlike thing, but now that I'm a grown man, you know.
Okay.
Don't tell me you ain't there yet now.
I'm going to refer to like people who have spoken in my life, like as I was growing up. I think I've been there for a long time. This the age of being mature as a man. And my dad told me this. My goddad told me this. Because I was questioning a lot of stuff, you know, but I was questioning it based on what I was looking out and seeing. You know, a lot of times men will gauge themselves based on other men, and we gauge ourselves because we're wired to provide. So that comes with things and stuff, you know. So we look out and we're like, you know, we question, you know, our manhood based on these things, you know, and the ability to get these things. You know, it's like he was able to basically just kind of like let me know that it's really the thought process. Like manhood is the thought process. How do you interpret things? Because you could have all of that and still not be mature. Some of that stuff is, some people are born into money. Some people just make some decisions just based off of some stuff they do. Like some people just went to college because it was following other people, and you ended up getting a good job and you ended up making 6 figures, but you still think like a child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think I've been there for a while. My 30s was a very, 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 very big learning period for me. But it was more of a solidification of things I was already kind of like on. I mean, I'm 44 now. So the way that I think at 44, I can remember having these same thoughts at 25.
Wow.
So, you know, but that's not just because of, I think the way that I think because of who I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Of what I'm here for. I think this way because of that. I don't always know how I know things, but I know them. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been that way.
Would you say that your mental maturity equaled your emotional maturity?
Explain how those are different.
how you process life, but you can process life logically, but not process the same way emotionally. Like the same.
I had a lot of things. I think a lot of things happened to me as a child that I may have internalized, but I think I learned some things while I was growing, like in my teenage years, that helped me like really face things. And I think some of that is me as a person. Like I don't run. Like I've never been like that. Like I was always a kid. Like people ran from fights, I ran to them. You know, I was like that, but I was kind of an angry kid too. You know, but I've just never been a person that runs from things. I will avoid confrontation if I can.
Right.
But I'm not scared of confrontation. I kind of like it, and I'll avoid it just to be politically correct sometimes. You know, but learning those things kind of just helped me emotionally. So I learn myself in concert with other people. So if I deal with you, I'm learning more about myself. I learned something dealing with you, and I learned something else about myself dealing with you, and then I talk to you, and then I just learned something else about myself. Like, I didn't know I said stuff like that.
So it's like a constant self-discovery.
It's always that, you know. But the biggest part of it is that I'm open to it. A lot of people aren't open to seeing who they are, but I understand that the only way that I'm gonna see me is in the mirror of another person.
Right, so I kind of go back to like we talked about one season before. Like, you know, sometimes it's easy for us to point. I know I can, as women or as me myself, I'm so quick to say, oh, you, not knowing that I'm really saying you. You know what I mean? Because I'm really not focusing on me, because it's me that's seeing what you do. So like you said, unless I'm able to see in the mirror and able to see, oh gosh, Ty, it's really me.
Yeah.
And kind of to bring it around back to your actual question, what you was going to say something?
No, just clarifying it. So you're saying that you reached an emotional maturity first before the mental.
Yeah, I'm still having a problem separating those, because those are kind of in tandem for me. They're kind of like running together.
And then are you saying
for me,
just because of how you are able to actually look at them based off of, like you said, your childhood trauma, developing you in a certain way to where you have to be forced to deal with things in a certain way?
Not everything was forced. Some things that happened to me as a child, I couldn't even process them until I got to another point in life. And I had to deal with something that area needed to be healed in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then you reach that and it's like, okay,
so
why am I like this?
It's dormant until it has a situation to.
And then you figure out, okay, why am I like this? Okay. So that's why I'm like this. Now, you know, it might be, well, your dad was like this, or your dad was like this, and this is okay, cool. How do I not be this way? You know, because that's not a conversation for me and my dad. Because I was a child. You know, it affected me then, but now that I know what the issue is, I'm a man. I can go and handle that. And I ain't got to have no conversation with him about that.
Right.
Because that's his maturation, having a conversation with me about those things.
Right, exactly.
But mine doesn't involve me talking to him. You know, so I think to answer your question really, I don't think there was an age that I can pinpoint for me. And I don't think there's a specific age for men. But I do know, like, we can all be like, too damn old for that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see dudes and be like, and I'll just say it on camera. When I see a grown man with his pants below his waist, outside of his house, with a child next to him, like, I feel some kind of way about it all the time. You too damn old for that.
Yeah.
Like, you got gray hair in your head. I know gray hair is not an indication of age, but in most times and cases it is. And you too old for that. Like, me as a 44-year-old, I should not look like somebody that's 24.
Right.
I should be able to stand next to them, and there should be a definite difference between us. You know, because, but now everybody's blending. Old people don't, you know, they're still young because there's a such thing as arrested development.
Right.
What you did not get when you was 16, you still there. So you got 45-year-old, 16-year-olds walking around. Yeah. So, you know, some of those people, they might have been bullied in school. You grew up and you got some money, and now you still that kid. You still trying to get rid of those feelings. So, I mean, these are things that you have to be one of those people that is like internal. You got to be wanting to be better all the time. Right. And as a man, that's key. If we were to kind of like just touch on what we was talking about, like as a man, it's very key that you tap into that. You're never going to be 100% because nobody is. And quite honestly, I believe that a man doesn't reach his full potential until he's in concert with a woman. Period. I don't care what woman that is. I don't care if it's mama, auntie, friend. But you know, in a marriage, that would be awesome. But you're never going to reach your full potential because we were put here to be a team. Like you can't get to your full potential. You're gonna accomplish a whole lot of stuff. People have done it. But imagine having, it's like Wonder Twins. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody my age, did that go over anybody's head? Like,
we got you.
Okay, the Wonder Twins. Anyways, like you know, that was an old show. They was part of the Justice League. Look it up, YouTube. But you know, I think that's what I think. So I'm never gonna come to the table like I know everything, yada yada yada. But I know what I know, and my humility says I know what I know. But my humility also says if you prove me wrong, I'll let you know. Hey, okay, all right. But right now I know what I know, and I've matured to this point. And yeah, I still believe that women do mature faster than men. I believe that, but that's not the case for everybody.
Right. I agree.
Okay. There is just one topic I think we never really touched, and that was in dating and relationships. What's the right time to be able to know that the relationship is going to a point to where it's going to actually be something from a man's perspective? Because we kind of know in our head how long is too long, because we get tired of it. I do.
Okay, let's go around. Carolyn.
Yes.
What's too long for you?
Too long. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
That's I need a time period. That's not a. It's not exactly a day, but give me a round figure.
I don't know. 4 years.
4 years. You are long suffering. Fruits of the spirit in work.
That's a long time.
That's a long. It is a long time.
She's
that's
tarrying.
the time that I'll say
You was tarrying, ma'am.
Johnny, how long is too long? How long is too long?
24 months.
So 2 years.
And I'm just guessing that. I don't really have a.
You would say each relationship is probably different.
Yeah. It just depends on where the person's at. Are you ready for it? You know.
But are you?
But why would you?
I'm talking about for you.
For me?
Like in your mind, entering into a situation.
Like you're dating.
What would be too long for you?
You and Don are dating. Right. How long is it before he finally says, "All right, it's time for us to take it to the next level"?
For you.
For you.
For me?
And you like, you know what? You right. This good. Let's move forward.
And by next level, you mean marriage?
Right.
Okay.
Because y'all
we
probably
learned that commitment was prior before.
That's the other podcast we did. That's the other episode.
Yes.
4 years.
So you endure for 4 years? Really?
Wow.
She lying.
Okay.
A year. And that gives us time to learn each other, figure out whether or not, you know what I'm saying, what we have learned is doable. And then the other time was to be working on to us being on the same page and then moving forward. That's for me.
I agree with that as well. I agree on both ends, meaning that I do believe that each person is different because you don't know where their level of stability is even at. So I can agree with that. But for me per se, I do feel like, once we've been together for roughly a year, give or take, a few months or whatnot, I do believe that, now it's time to kind of sit down and discuss, because like we talked about in one season or one episode before, I know that we discussed knowing knowing that person, knowing when to move forward. I know this past recent episode that we talked about is what's being qualified, all these other things that we just tend to talk about. But I do believe that, a year, give or take, we should be able now to sit down and talk about, where are we going? Because, in the first part of your dating, I don't think you really talk about, where you're taking me. Right. First part of dating, we just meeting, it's fun, it's cute. Yeah, we're really just, but now once we done been together, I'm going to say now 6 months, we're pretty much serious to a certain degree. We probably don't have our first fight by now. We probably, you know what I mean? Of course, we've already met children because nowadays, we don't really hold children in such hiding place now. Hey, this is my child, and blah, 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 whatever, stuff has changed, but I just think that, I don't mean to get so in depth with it, but I do believe that, after about the 6 months, we should be figuring out, exactly where we're going. Where are you taking me? I mean,
and even if it's not like a final, it should be recalibration time. Okay,
well,
so this is here where we are.
Well,
which route do we go?
I just would like to make sure that it's very compatible because I've been married before, and I don't want to make that same mistake.
But it's gonna take 4 years though.
That might be her process. Here, I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to answer this question. So.
4 years, that's like a whole college degree.
As a man.
But this is going to be good. So which camera?
As a man. Hold on. As a man. Okay.
Because he already know. Men already know.
Wait, ma'am.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm 44. Okay? By now, I should already know. And it doesn't say that if you don't, then, okay, it's not like a big, diss on you as a person. But at this age, I should have come to some kind of conclusions about life. Okay. There are different situations. Let's say this situation, I never been married. Okay. I still, at this age, should have come to some kind of conclusions about life and what I might want. Okay. So, at this age, I really shouldn't be like, I really don't know what I want, and but if I allow you to be in an actual relationship with me for a whole year, you shouldn't have to have a conversation with me about that. And if you have to bring that up, that means there's already a problem. Right? So if I hadn't brought that up after a year, and I'm just cool the way things are, and the progression hasn't gone with the way you might want it, because those are things that should be discussed while you're dating, like early. Like, are you looking to get married? And what are this question should be asked. You should ask somebody this question. Like, if you mess around and tell a dude 4 years, they gonna love y'all. I'm telling you, they gonna love y'all.
Wow,
but it doesn't.
Buy a cow when you get it for free.
But listen, this is a line in the song that I took for a lot of different things, and it applies in this instant. Common has a song, and in that song he says it doesn't take a whole day to recognize sunshine. And I take that to mean this: if you know what you want, it don't take all day to recognize it. We might date for 3 months, and 3 months in, because I know what I'm looking for, you might be cool and all, I might just be like, no, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah, but in 3 months, is that person really showing you themselves?
Whoever you showed me, I'm gonna go with that. But see, this is where it's a dual thing, because there are certain things, if I'm doing it purposefully, I'm having the conversations that I need to have. Okay. So you can't fake the funk on that.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then also too, I'm reading. Like, yeah, you answered that. This. I'm watching more than that. I'm paying attention. I'm seeing it. So I'm just saying that to say, right? Yeah. Watch as well as pray. But I'm just saying that to say it doesn't take that long. We always hear like generally the man will go in 6 months. that's general. You know, so that has, variance and all of that. But me as a person, I already know. Like, I'm not gonna be in no serious relationship for 4 years, 5 years, and be dating a woman that long. I just don't want to do that. Because honestly, if we gonna be together, let's go ahead and get something solid. It ain't even gotta be a whole, let's go down to the courthouse and sign our name and do all this kind of stuff. Like, I ain't even gonna get into all of that, but there are so many reasons why I just would think so many times over before doing that again. But it's not for reasons of the relationship, it's for reasons of the state. But I'm just being real. And we don't look up the origin of things before we just go do stuff. But I just don't think that it takes that long. It really doesn't. And like, I always think about, if I'm talking to my sister, I'm gonna tell my sister this. Like, how long y'all been talking? Like, nah, sis.
That's a good solid way of
Nah, sis. Like, no. But I also make sure that I think the same way that I'm telling her. I'm not gonna be like, well, that don't count for me. It does. Because I don't want to be in nobody's face that long. You know what I'm saying? Like, and on top of that, I have kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if you're gonna introduce your kids to somebody for that long, and then you gotta be like, all right, well, now, she ain't gonna be around no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't worth that. So just, you can figure that out a lot quicker than we do it. And I think we just get comfortable, and which is most of it. Get comfortable with a person, and it's like, okay, well, I'm used to this, but I don't like this part, but this part really matters to me. But it's okay. It'll get better. It's not.
Probably won't. No.
It's not. It's not. It's gonna get worse because every day you stay and it doesn't get addressed, it's co-signing. You're co-signing. And if you marry a person like that, you're really co-signing it, and it's gonna get like 10 times worse, whatever it is. And that's just the real of it. So that was the answer to that. But this is pretty much where we need to go ahead and just. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our family. But thank you guys for tuning in.
As always, yeah.
If any of this helped you, leave some comments. As always, subscribe to the page.
LQE Butterfly Effect.
For sure. But till next time, signing off. Y'all be good.